My name is Tim Benniks. I'm a Nuxt.js ambassador and I'm the principal developer advocate at Uniform. In this short tutorial, I want to talk about a feature in Nuxt 3 that's really powerful, but it's not shown that often. And so I think this is the time for you to learn it. So it's all about when you query data from an external service or an API, and that data is potentially way too much for what your components need, or the data model that you get back is really weird and it's hard to deal with for your components. And it's all about having an SSR thing that loads that stuff, and then you render the page, and then Vue.js hydrates it with information from Nuxt and that SSR call. And so if there's way too much data in there and it starts to do the hydration on the front end side with Vue, all that data needs to be in the front end, and therefore your page will be really heavy. And that just makes things slower. And we want things to be faster, right? And so let's have a look at the screen to see the example that I've built. This is a Nuxt app without any configuration, zero config. I'm using useFetch, that's auto-resolved by Nuxt. And I'm using API/friends. So I actually made a friends API endpoint just for the purposes of this demo. You can see it lives in server API friends here. So friends is a TV show, and then you have Rachel and Ross breaking up at a certain episode, and it's an epic moment. By the way, if you're too young to know what Friends is, go to Netflix because it's really a fun TV show. It's just returning JSON, and you can see that here on the screen. And so basically, to be able to render this on the front end with Vue.js, there's a script tag full of data, right? That's for Rachel and Ross. But let's say I only need Ross for my component. Well, what you can do is this. You have a second option here, and you can say, I'm going to pick only Ross's index. And there you go. It just rebuilt it. And now the data that comes from SSR only picks Ross, and only that flows into your template. And therefore, this is only the data I need, and therefore it's really fast. So you can actually have a look. Oops, not that one. You can have a look in the source here. That's that Nuxt window status that it needs. And you can see it's only Ross here. Well, if I actually remove Ross and load both again, we load that page, you can actually see now it's Ross and Rachel. So even if I don't need the data, it's still there. Now imagine these are 5,000 blog posts or whatever, right? Things grow, it gets slow. Okay, so that's one use case, right? But what happens if you actually get data back that you don't like the format of? Because in this case, it's like an object, right? It's kind of awkward. I kind of want to have name is Rachel, message it's Ross. So what you can do, and I'm just going to copy paste this from here because it's lots of typing. You can, rather than doing a pick, you can also say, let's transform the data I get back. So this way, I don't have to make my own API endpoint to then ingest that external API, map the data and give it to my useFetch here. You can actually do that right here. So now I'm looping over the persons and I'm actually just returning a different style. And now you have name and message. And maybe this is much easier for my components to deal with. All right, that's it. It was quite short, but I hope this helped. Cheers.